Today, I'm going to share with you the difference between learning outcomes and learning objectives and how you can create them using generative AI. Then I'm going to share with you which of the two I personally prefer and what we call them at eLearning Partners. Then we're going to go through something called the Learner Transformation Statement, or LTS. Now, this is really important because the Learner Transformation Statement impacts what your learning outcomes and your learning objectives are. Then we're going to talk about the A to Z journey that we take our learners on from point A, before they've even taken your online course or e-learning program, all the way to point Z, and how learning outcomes and learning objectives fit in that journey. Then I'm going to show you how to actually create these things using generative AI, and for today's purposes, I am going to use ChatGPT. And then I'm going to show you, once you have your learning outcomes and learning objectives created, how to integrate them into both an external learning management system, one that is built to help you market and sell your online courses to your customers, and an internal learning management system, one that is built to help you train your employees, your contractors, and team members. Now, if you want step-by-step help on how to build and launch an e-learning program or online course as quickly as possible, I highly recommend you sign up for my free masterclass linked in the description below this video, where we're going to dig even deeper than we do today into how to build and launch your online course and how to select the proper learning management system. And we're actually going to complete the hardest steps of online course development together in my free masterclass linked in the description below this video. All right, so learning objectives versus learning outcomes. What are they? Well, let's start with learning objectives. And I don't know about you, but I remember seeing learning objectives written in all of my college textbooks. At the beginning of the chapter, it said, here are the learning objectives today, Johnny. Well, I didn't actually say that, but it had the learning objectives written out. Well, learning objectives are the teacher or the author or whoever is presenting the material. It is the objectives that they are creating for you. So when I think of learning objectives, I think of teacher. I think of subject matter expert. I think of the person delivering the learning. On the other side, learning outcomes, I think about the student. I think about you. Okay, right now you are watching this video. At the beginning of this video, I outlined the outcomes, the learning outcomes that you are going to get today by watching this video. Learning outcomes are about the student. Okay, they're about what are you going to achieve? What milestones are you going to hit along the way while you are taking this online course, this e-learning program, this YouTube video, this AI-generated training? Whatever it is, learning outcomes are about you, the student. So between the two, learning objectives, which are about the teacher, the objectives they have for you, the student, and learning outcomes, which are about the student, which are the results that you actually get in the training, which one do you think I like better? I think it's pretty obvious. Learning outcomes. Okay, so what I invite you to do is throw learning objectives out the window. Now, people are going to talk about it. People in the learning development space, people in the education space, people in the online learning space, all are so used to talking about learning objectives. They're written in books, okay? It says learning objectives, okay? So you are going to continue to hear this vernacular, but I want you, since you're here, to throw that out the window, okay? When someone brings up learning objectives to you, you can listen to them and then just be like, hey, how about we look at it from this perspective? Learning outcomes. What results are our students actually going to get? Okay, so now that we've established that learning outcomes are much more important and better than learning objectives because it's what the students, what your learners are actually learning, let's talk about how they fit into what I call the learner transformation statement. Now, I dig even deeper into this in my free masterclass linked right below this video, so go sign up there for a deeper dive. But in a nutshell, learning transformation statement, or LTS, is the A to Z journey that we take our learners on from not knowing anything about our online course or our e-learning program to knowing everything about our online course or e-learning program. Okay, so my other brand, Athlete with Asthma, I have my flagship online course. It's called Drop 30 and Keep It Off. Here it is, okay, or right here. Drop 30 and keep it off. My learner transformation statement. I actually pose it in the form of a question here for marketing purposes. What if you could lose 30 pounds, keep it off, and live a healthier life without extreme diets or intense workouts, even if you have asthma? That is the learner transformation statement for this course. At the beginning of the course, maybe you're 30 pounds or more overweight, or maybe you're 5 or 10 pounds overweight, and you are looking for a sustainable way to lose weight, okay? You're looking for a sustainable way to keep it off. That is a key here, right? Drop 30 and keep it off. It's even in the name. So point A is, I want to lose some weight. I want to keep it off. And, I may even have asthma. And you know what? I'm not really interested in extreme diets or intense workouts. I just need a system that's going to work, okay? So that is the point A. The point Z is that you've lost the weight. In this case, I'm using the example of 30 pounds. You're keeping it off. You're living a healthier lifestyle. And you achieve this, you got this outcome even without extreme diets or intense workouts, and even if you have asthma, okay? That's the point Z. So what are all the other letters? We have A, we have Z, what are all the other letters? Those are your learning outcomes, or what I like to call milestones. I call them milestones because along the way, your learners are going to achieve different things, okay? So using this example, drop 30 and keep it off, I have this course broken into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is a shorter course, so what I've actually done is each module is a milestone. Okay, so module 1, discover your why. This is what you're going to achieve in the first module in your course. Okay, this is the first learning outcome. You're going to discover your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to drop 30 and keep it off? Then we're going to set up a winning mindset. Okay, so that is the milestone 2, or learning outcome 2, is a winning mindset. How do we create that for you? Then we're actually going to go into the 3 pillars of healthy living. These are the pillars that you need to integrate into your life in order to achieve your goals. Okay, then we go into, okay, well, pillar 1, that's joyful movement. Pillar 2, we have tracking, or the art and science of tracking. Pillar 3, accountability. So I'm teaching you these different things. So during this course, you are getting specific outcomes along the way. And guess what? You're probably losing weight along the way. You're achieving these different milestones along the way. So that is how we bring people from point A all the way to point Z. Learner transformation statement. How do we achieve it? Milestones or learning outcomes. Okay, I want to share with you one more example of this. Okay, this is my online course, YouTube 2K Blueprint, which you can grab in the description below this video. You can also grab my Drop 30 and Keep It Off online course there as well. Here is the LTS, or the Learner Transformation Statement, for YouTube 2K Blueprint. What if you could make more than $2,000 a month passively with less than 2,000 subscribers without YouTube ad revenue? Yet again, this is the LTS, the Learner Transformation Statement, stated in a question for marketing purposes. So the point A is, you most likely aren't making $2,000 or more a month passively through YouTube, and most likely you have less than 2,000 subscribers. You may even have 0 subscribers on YouTube, okay? And you may be making money on ad revenue, but you're not making very much on ad revenue. So that is the point A. The point Z is that, yeah, you probably still have less than 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, but guess what? You're making more than $2,000 a month passively via YouTube, and you're doing it without YouTube ad revenue. Okay, so that's the point Z. So let's go through this from a milestone perspective. So you can check this out, the sales page out below, but here are the different milestones. And this is set up a little differently from Drop 30 and Keep It Off, because this is a much more in-depth course. Okay, so what we've done is we've broken it up in milestones. So milestone 1 is earning without AdSense, how to actually make money on YouTube. And then this milestone is broken up into various modules. So each milestone has 3 to 5 modules in it. Modules are an individual learning unit. This is how I at least define them. Now, when I show you how this looks inside of 2 learning management systems, one is Kajabi, my favorite external learning management system for selling online courses, and the other one is TalentLMS, my favorite internal learning management system for training and developing your employees. And you can grab free trials of both of those and free online courses for both of those to help you set up each LMS and start training your employees and start selling your training to your customers as quickly as possible with my free courses below in the description as well. And get access to my free bonus online courses to help you get those set up as well. So, milestone 1, milestone 2 is optimize for profits. Build a revenue generating YouTube channel. And this is what the modules make up that milestone. Like I said, in Kajabi, modules are actually going to be called lessons. In TalentLMS, we got to get a little more creative. They actually use the concept of units, and I'll show you when we get there, okay? Milestone 3, profitable YouTube videos. Produce video content that drives sales in your sleep. Okay, then milestone 4, YouTube Analytics Unleashed, boost the metrics YouTube actually cares about. So by achieving each of these milestones, you're moving from point A to point Z. These are the outcomes, learning outcomes for your online course. So you can check out both of those courses, Drop 30 and Keep It Off, and YouTube 2K Blueprint, linked in the description below this video. You can look at how things are set up, and that may help inform you in creating your milestones and learning outcomes. So how do we do this using generative AI? Well, I have ChatGPT here. And just remember, when we're using generative AI, the key here is to use it for ideas. Okay. You always want to sift through, because I'll tell you, ChatGPT is wrong as of recording this video about 25% of the time for me when I'm asking it things, okay? Or it does a poor job about 25% of the time. 75% of the time it does a very good job. Regardless, unless I infuse me, my knowledge, my brain, my content into ChatGPT, no matter what I ask it, it is going to give you some generic points. It's going to give you a generic outline for your online course. It's going to pull what it would for anyone. Now, I've been using ChatGPT for a long time, so it has a lot of data around me, and it knows I run 2 businesses and knows a lot about me, okay? And that could be the same for you. So the more you use a generative AI platform, the more it knows about you. Regardless, we always want to give it something. And even if we feed content into our generative AI platform before we start using it to build our learning outcomes, to build our LTS, our learner transformation statement, to build our online courses, we still need to look at it ourselves, review it, and make adjustments. So here's what we're going to do, okay? So I'm going to tell ChatGPT I want to create an online course about how to select, implement, and maximize the value of your learning management system or e-learning technology, okay? Can you help me create 5 to 10 learning outcomes for my online course? I personally define learning outcomes by the results my students are actually getting. Now, ChatGPT most likely knows who eLearning Partners is. My login of ChatGPT definitely knows what eLearning Partners is because it's my login. So here's what I'm going to add here. My students are actually getting. This is based on the concept of milestones that eLearning Partners teaches in their free masterclass and on their YouTube channel. Okay, so now ChatGPT is going to give us 5 to 10 learning outcomes. Now it looks like it's going to try and give us 10, which is cool. Now, what I find when I feed numbers into generative AI, it doesn't always give me the amount that I'm asking for. But here it looks like it has done pretty well. Okay, we have 10 learning outcomes, and it's actually broken it into 3 phases, which makes sense because I said selecting, implementing, and maximizing. Okay, so I would actually, how this is put together, I would look at phase 1. This would be like milestone 1. This would be like milestone 2 and milestone 3. And then each of these would most likely be a module, is what I would call it. These would be modules. And you could say that the learning outcome of each module is what is stated here. Okay. So learning outcomes, you could say that each milestone, this is learning outcomes, selecting the right LMS, and then there's like these sub-outcomes, okay? So implementing the LMS successfully, and then there's these sub-outcomes. And then maximizing the value, and then sub-outcomes. So it's done a very good job. So what I want to do now, because we could go back and forth for a while with ChatGPT, I'd probably go in and change some of this stuff. But what we can do now is go into our LMS. Now, if you're marketing and selling online courses, I highly recommend that you check out Kajabi, and I'm able to offer you a 30-day free trial of Kajabi. And as a bonus, in addition to getting a 30-day free trial instead of the 14-day free trial that Kajabi offers you, I'm also going to give you access to my Kajabi Made Simple online course. I literally just launched it, and you could be one of many people who are starting to sign up for Kajabi Made Simple. And look, I'm using Kajabi, by the way. I use Kajabi to run both my businesses, eLearning Partners and Athlete with Asthma. So go grab that free trial and get access to Kajabi Made Simple to get everything up and running within 30 days so you can start selling and marketing your online courses as soon as possible. So I'm in Kajabi. I go into new product and I can go to course, get started. Here's another great thing about Kajabi. You know how I just asked ChatGPT to come up with learning outcomes? See? Well, Kajabi is going to do the same thing for me right now, okay? So the key here is you have to have an idea of what that learner transformation statement is, okay? So for me, I knew my learner transformation statement here is, I want to create an online course about how to select, implement, and maximize the value of a learning management system. Now that's pretty broad, but I have 3 main goals here: select, implement, and maximize, right? So the point A of this journey is, you don't have a learning management system, you don't have it implemented, which means you're not using it, and you're most likely not maximizing the value of it, okay? At the end of the course, you're going to have a learning management system selected, you're going to be using it, implementing it in your organization, and you're going to be maximizing the value of it. So, same thing, I'm going to grab this, how to select, maximize value of your learning management system or e-learning technology, because what you learn in other videos on this channel, everyone kind of uses a different vernacular for learning management system now. Learning management system isn't actually a learning management system anymore. We have learning experience platforms, or LXPs. We have BMSs, business management systems. Kajabi is technically a business management system because it does much more than host online courses. It helps you market and sell them as well. So here is the description of my course, how to select, implement. We're going to call this e-learning technology 101. You know, I'd probably call it something much better than that, but I'm going to call it that for now, okay? Or we'll call it mastery. Yeah, I mean, that's a little better. We can ask ChatGPT to help us with that. Give us 25 ideas, you know. Okay. So use this info to generate content and additional resources. I say this because by doing this, Kajabi is actually going to do what ChatGPT just did, but it's going to do it in Kajabi, and it's going to start creating an outline for us that we are then going to edit. Now I'm going to go next. Not worried about this stuff, just different things with how to brand your course. We can, set up a payment pathway and stuff. I'm just going to skip all this for now. I show how to do this in detail in my Kajabi Made Simple online course, which you'll get for free with your Kajabi 30-day free trial, linked in the description below this video. So here we go. This is basically what Kajabi is doing. Is it's building a course outline. It also built me a landing page, an email broadcast, or basically an email to send to my list about this new course, which is really cool. Okay, but here we go. Here is the outline for my online course. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it broke it down into what I would call 4 milestones, or 4 learning outcomes, or what people like to say 4 learning objectives. But remember, we don't like learning objectives. It's all about learning outcomes and milestones. Okay. First milestone, understanding e-learning technology. Second, selecting the right e-learning tech. Third, implementing. And fourth, maximizing the value. And then we have these modules below. Modules, okay? Now I call them modules, Kajabi calls them lessons, okay? So we can add content and add additional lessons. Now Kajabi actually calls these folders modules, okay? So this is why it can get confusing too, because each LMS calls these things differently. When I show you TalentLMS, it's going to call things differently, okay? And then they have submodules, which are if you want to break up your module into different parts, okay? We could have internal and external e-learning technology. Internal e-learning technology, which is focused on helping you train your employees, train your contractors, train your teams. External e-learning technology is technology that's meant to help you market and sell your online courses to your customers, okay? So a little different. Okay, so we could break each of these down into submodules if we wanted. Or we could have one module be internal and one module be external, and then have submodules for each of these. Let's look at what Kajabi actually did. So we look at this, it just basically is a way to organize our course. I'll show you what this looks like in a preview here, okay? That's what the milestones are, what they call modules. Then we go into each lesson, which I call a module, and look, it's already built out a bunch of text for us. Now, what we really want to do to get the most out of Kajabi is make a video about each of these topics, each of these lessons, or each of these modules, as I call them. The really cool thing here, though, is we already have all this text. AI has already done a bunch of work for us, right? So between using ChatGPT, and we can ask ChatGPT to keep going, we can use it to write scripts. We can say, this is great. Can you build a comprehensive course outline for me now? So we'll just have ChatGPT work in the background. We'll go over here. And what we can do is, if we don't like different things here, so actually, if I was actually building this course right now, I would delete this entire module or milestone. Okay, so in order to do that in Kajabi, I'm going to delete all these lessons first. So just delete, delete. Okay, this is just fluff in my opinion. And now that I've deleted all the lessons in this module, I can delete the module. Okay, delete. Now we have selecting, implementing, and maximizing the value. Okay, and here's what it looks like. Okay, so I can start the course. Oh, everything's set on draft. That's why we don't see anything. So if I actually go in and put some of this stuff live, we'll go publish, publish. Okay, so now that that is all published, I can refresh, and it's going to show us, 0 of 9 lessons. Has everything broken up. So here's our milestone or our learning outcome. Here are each of our modules or lessons, is what Kajabi calls it. And we can go to start course, or we can jump to a specific lesson. Okay, and here we go. Here's all the lessons within this first milestone. Cool, pretty cool. All right, so now let's look at TalentLMS. Now I like to show you 2 different learning management systems. First, because there's a big difference between internal and external systems. I mean, go back to Kajabi, see all these different options. We have website, so you can actually host your website, design your website here. We have sales, so this is where you can collect payments, create different offers, which are bundling different courses. You can create a bunch of courses, bundle some together, have a different price point for that. You can even send invoices, have coupons, and have affiliates sell your online courses, okay? Then we have, under our marketing tab here, email campaigns, funnels. You can create sales funnels. Now, you don't actually have to use funnels to create a sales funnel, and I teach that in my free online course, Kajabi Made Simple, when you grab that 30-day free trial. But you can use this functionality to get an idea for how your sales funnel may look, and then email campaigns, etc. And then we keep track of all of our contacts or all of our potential clients, all of our learners, potential learners, all this stuff in our CRM down here. And then we have analytics, and we have an AI functionality called Creator Studio, which helps you actually create even more content within Kajabi with a click of a button. And then we have something called AMA, which is Kajabi's version of ChatGPT, which is right here. And we can talk to it and ask it to do all the things that we've been asking ChatGPT and this cool generative AI course outline creator. And now let's look at TalentLMS. Here we go, login in. TalentLMS is for training and developing your employees. What TalentLMS has that Kajabi doesn't is leaderboards, ways to break up your learning management system called branches. You see branches, if you have multiple offices, if you have multiple franchises, you have multiple departments, and you want them to have their own unique learning environment, you can use branches. You can also have groups within branches. So you can have a branch set up for your office in London, your office in Denver, your office in New York, and then you can have groups set up for different departments, your accounting, your finance, your marketing, your sales, your fulfillment, product development, all those different things, okay? But let's go into courses, because we want to look at what learning outcomes, how once we get ChatGPT to help us out, or using our internal AI tools within TalentLMS, how we can take those outcomes and build it into TalentLMS. So just selected, new course. Now there's a lot of different ways to build a course here, okay? We can go to add, and we have all sorts of different content, okay? We can add test surveys, assignments, and structure-led training, SCORM, XAPI, and CMI5. I have multiple videos on my channel all about SCORM, XAPI, and how you can create these courses and bring them into learning management systems like TalentLMS and like LearnWorlds. LearnWorlds, by the way, is a system you want to use for selling and marketing online courses if you have SCORM-based courses, not Kajabi. Kajabi does not support SCORM. LearnWorlds does. You can grab your 30-day free trial of LearnWorlds and your LearnWorlds Made Simple online course linked in the description below this video as well. Okay, here we go. Standard content. We can just add all of these types of content, or we can use TalentCraft, which is my favorite part of TalentLMS in 2025. So if I click on TalentCraft, we're going to do some really cool AI things. But the point here is when we go add and we create these things, what's actually going to happen is it's going to create a unit, okay? A unit is very similar to a lesson in Kajabi, or what I call a module. Now, the thing about TalentLMS is what we need to do is we can add something called a section, okay? So when we go add section, this is what is really going to help us create our learning outcomes, okay? So let's go back. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, ChatGPT created a course outline for us. It's kind of nice. But let's pretend that these are our learning outcomes. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, paste it in here. We're going to call this actually milestone 1 because we like to use milestones. Selecting the right LMS/eLearning technology. Save. There we go. Now let's add another section. And let's grab this. Section 2. And again, this is why I said ChatGPT and generative AI in general kind of gets it wrong about 25% of the time. ChatGPT gave us good information here. How they outlined it though, they called all these things, these 10 points here, learning outcomes. I wouldn't actually call them learning outcomes. I would call these phases that it created learning outcomes. And then these would be my modules, okay? So you gotta, add some of your own expertise to get things done here, okay? So add more section, and we're gonna go rename, call this milestone. I'll adjust the other one too, don't worry. 3, boom, maximizing the value. There we go. Let me go into section 2, change this to milestone, and there we go. So here's our learning outcomes, our milestones. Now, what we can do is go add, go to TalentCraft here, and I dig deep into how to use TalentCraft and how to create different types of content in TalentLMS in my TalentLMS Made Simple course, which you'll get with your free TalentLMS trial, linked in the description below this video. This is the basics. I always like to start from scratch because we can just tell generative AI what to do, okay? So what we can do now is go to ChatGPT and be like, okay, so let's pretend that this is our learning outcome, selecting the right LMS/e-learning technology. And let's pretend that these are our modules. So identify your organization's needs. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna go create a page about, in order to select the proper e-learning technology for your business, okay? Now we go start creating, and TalentCraft is going to create us a page or a module or a unit, as TalentLMS calls it, about this topic. Now, even though it does a pretty good job of creating this, we definitely want to go through and make changes, and it's not going to create us a video. So I highly recommend that you create a video. See, multimedia. We're gonna add multimedia, it adds it to the bottom here. And then I wanna go and move this to the top. So here's all the different numbers of these different sections. I'm gonna go move it to section 2, because I think section 1 is gonna be this top. Okay, so section 2, then we can change the video out. We can record a video, upload a video from YouTube. You always wanna have video. Everyone in the world learns via video. Okay, it's like the primary way people learn nowadays is video or talking to generative AI. Those are like the two ways, right? I guess we do Google things too, and then Google's generative AI shoots us back some information linking to blog posts and all this stuff. That's how we learn. So you want to integrate video. Okay, so here we go. We want to go through, make changes, all sorts of different things here. But let's go back and move this into our section 1. Okay, and then we can name this, rename, and I want to name this something shorter than this because it doesn't like how long this name is, okay? So I'm going to name it Identifying Your Organization's Needs. Boom, save. We got a unit built. We can keep doing that. We can keep using TalentCraft, or we can just add videos and all sorts of other things. I highly recommend you just use TalentCraft though, and just have every unit built on TalentCraft. You can just delete and make these really short units if you'd like, okay? This is the most powerful free authoring tool out there. TalentCraft is very similar to Rise 360 and the Articulate 360 suite of products, and you get it absolutely free with your free trial, linked in the description below this video. So grab your free trial of Kajabi and your free online course if you are building an external e-learning program, or you're selling and marketing your online courses and e-learning programs to your learners, to your customers. And grab your free trial of TalentLMS if you are training your employees, your contractors, your team members. Linked in the description below this video, and I'll see you in the next one.